Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, hello, my name is Skylar. I am a certified dog trainer and pet nutritionist. Today we are going to be talking about all the reasons why you should stop walking your dog on a collar right now. I'm a huge advocate for harnesses for a variety of reasons, but today we're going to be really honing in on just one and talking about why it's a much safer alternative than walking your dog on a collar. Growing up, I would often take our family dog for walks, and just like most people, we would hook the retractable leash directly to the collar and go about our way. I used to think that it was so funny that he would walk a couple steps and would constantly be coughing or gagging. I just chalked it up to he was so excited to be going on this walk with little 8-year-old me right now that the only way he could express his excitement was through coughing, gagging, and taking short breaks every once in a while to dry heave onto the pavement. Looking back, this is not normal, and it's not okay. As I got older and became more and more informed with pet care, I realized just how problematic walking your dog on a collar could be and immediately switched him into a harness. The second that harness was on and we went for a walk, the coughing stopped, the gagging stopped, the dry heaving stopped. This wasn't a coincidence. Before we get too far into the video, I do want to preface this real quick. While this is an anti-walking your dog on a collar video, I am by no means anti-collar. Collars are fashionable. They allow you to add some personality to your dog's appearance. They hold the identification tags that allow them to be reunited with you a little bit easier if they were to get loose. But collars are not walking equipment. So why shouldn't you walk your dog on a collar, and why was my dog choking and gagging the whole time despite having relatively okay leash manners? First, I want you to just think of your dog, and specifically think of the front of your dog's neck. When dogs fight or play, what do they typically protect? And when dogs are playing, you'll notice they typically go for the back of the neck, whereas if you've ever seen dogs fight, they want to go for the throat. Even in people, the front of our throat is a very vulnerable place, and we do our best to protect it. Now, what can happen with collars is, especially if your dog pulls even just a little bit, it puts pressure on the front of that neck, and it can wear down over time. And this pressure can cause damage and even tracheal collapse. So why do we want to avoid tracheal collapse? So the trachea is a flexible tube found in the neck made of C-shaped rings of cartilage. The purpose of the trachea is to keep the windpipe open so that air is able to freely go in and out of the body. Tracheal collapse is when these cartilage rings slowly start to break down. Now, you may notice a little bit of a raspiness in your older dog's breathing, and this is because over time, this cartilage does start to degrade. However, that constant pressure and strain from collar walking can lead to premature tracheal collapse. Now, I'm not saying that all instances of tracheal collapse are due to walking your dog on a collar. What I am saying is we do want to do anything in our power to protect that area in order to prevent our dogs from developing this tracheal collapse. What can happen when your dog's trachea does collapse? Well, it's typically raspy breathing, a honking cough. It can change the way your dog barks. And while smaller dogs are more prone to tracheal collapse, there are tons of different benefits for bigger dogs to not be walked on a collar. This brings me to my second point as to why you should stop walking your dog on a collar, and that's just because harnesses give you, as the dog walker, so much more leverage in a very safe way. So harnesses give us the ability to kind of use the dog's body to our advantage in order to make walking and teaching leash manners so much easier. So there's nothing in a dog's neck that offers any navigational capabilities. If you look at a dog walk, they're going to turn their head whichever way they want, and just because they turn their head, it doesn't mean that that's the direction they're going to be going in. If you look at their shoulders, however, whatever direction their shoulders are pointing is the direction they're going in. So it only makes sense to take control of their shoulders and their upper torso rather than their neck. My favorite type of harnesses are the front clip harnesses, not only because of their no pull capabilities that help to alleviate strain on your arms and shoulders while you're teaching good leash manners, but it also takes the shoulders and gives a direct line to turn them. So with these front clip harnesses in particular, we want to control the shoulders and the chest of the dog because that controls where they're going. So for an example, if we're walking and I'm working on training the dog next to me, if I stop and he gets to the end of his leash, it's naturally going to want to pull his shoulders back towards me and redirect back towards me. So I'm then able to reward for having that eye contact and sustained communication and then move on with our training. This added control of being able to direct where the shoulders are going gives us not only more leverage in that we save our arms and shoulders from dogs that do pull and do need that extra support through training, but we're also using the dog's instincts to encourage them to turn back to us and then get that reward for that continued communication. Harnesses in general are also just a lot safer than collars. If a harness is fit and used properly, it's pretty difficult to weasel out of, even for the most Houdini of dogs, whereas collars tend to be a lot easier to slip out of. Furthermore, for those of you who are in the know about car safety for dogs, you never want to hook a dog seatbelt to a collar for fairly obvious reasons. By clipping these seatbelts onto the back of a harness, you have much more support over the torso to evenly distribute the weight in case you do need to hit the brakes really hard and that tension is put on the dog. Harnesses are also just as fun and fashionable as collars. There was this one pug who used to come to my friend's grooming shop all the time. His name was Pork Chop. He had a breakfast themed harness. It was the cutest thing in the world. So those are my reasonings for why I never walk my dogs on a collar and why I genuinely think that you should consider a harness as a better alternative to collar walking. I am trying to do better about linking articles down below in the description box to further your education on this topic, so be sure to check those out if you'd like. Please be sure to like this video if you liked it and comment below any other reasonings you have for not walking your dog on a collar, as well as any questions that you may have. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I upload every Training Tuesday and Feeding Friday, so you get a good mix of both training and nutritional information for your pet. I also have 2 different Instagrams that you can follow if you'd like. We have tattoo.dogtrainer, which is my personal, and then we have the Top Dog Behavior Instagram, which is going to be more businessy stuff. So be sure to check those out. You can also tag me in pictures of your super cute pups, or cats, or birds, or fish. I do enjoy getting those and putting them in my end screen at the end of my video. So if you'd like a chance of your pet being featured, tag me in your Instagram pictures. I hope this gave you a new perspective to look into when walking your pet. A little something to think about, a little something to consider. I would love to do a whole video dedicated to different types of harnesses, the benefits of using harnesses as a training tool, my favorite harnesses. So let me know if you'd like to see those, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.